I'm Reece Stein at your leisure in Palm Springs, California. Now, when you think of Palm Springs, you think of midwinter golfing. There are 128 going on 132 courses in the valley, but we're going to take you on the wild side of Palm Springs. Desert Adventures guide Aaron Coons is taking 6 of us through the unique geography of the Coachella Valley that has made Palm Springs a cradle of civilization for thousands of years. Spectacular geography, he says, even the locals often overlook.
Yeah, a lot of people that live here actually spend most of their time on country club golf courses, and then when they do have an opportunity to come out and really experience the real desert, then they realize that, yeah, there is so much more to do out here, and so much diversity, whether it's Joshua Tree in the Mojave Desert or down here in the Sonoran Desert, the mountains.
This 4-wheel tour on private land takes us right into the heart of the feature that created this valley, the San Andreas Fault. Canyon walls, all cemented mud, squeezed to the surface by the intense pressures of the Pacific Plate grinding against the North American Plate. In the wake of the Japan disaster, visitor Lois Stein, no relation, admits she's a bit uneasy.
I have a fear of earthquakes, and if I go to the coast at all, I try to stay in hotels below the 10th floor so the firemen can get me, things like that.
So there you are walking through the falls.
But here I am, I said, well, what am I waiting for? I'm 67 years old. I'm going to do this, so here I am. And it's a lot of fun.
Lois and husband Art Stein have come from their home near Philadelphia for a winter respite and a taste of the wilder side of Palm Springs.
This is absolutely beautiful country. We live sometimes in Florida, but there's nothing like coming out to the mountains and the desert. It's really awe-inspiring. Palm Springs proper is a wealth of golf courses, tennis courts, and a lot of greenery, but of course the surrounding area is just a wealth of beautiful, wonderful scenery and history up here along the San Andreas Fault. It's just a wonderful place to be.
There's a special thrill of hiking right through the heart of the most famous and infamous rift on the planet. Water finds its way through the fault to the surface and has quenched the thirst of valley residents for 2,000 years. This recreated Indian village tells the story of the ancient ancestors of the Agua Caliente band of Native Americans who still thrive here. Along the fault lines are groves of magnificent desert fan palms, which gave the city its name.
Palms that live in the valley literally have their feet in the fault. So the Indians always said the palms have to have their feet soaking in water and their heads in the fire of the sun. And so they literally are right here where we've been traveling, are right on the San Andreas Fault line.
Fan palms are the only native palm in the western U.S. Not a true tree, they can still tower 50 feet with 6-foot-long leaves. When the leaves dry, they dip to form a distinctive protective skirt around the palm's base. Groves such as these in the Coachella Valley Preserve provide a respite from summer temperatures that can hit 127 degrees and habitat for all kinds of critters, from the zebra-tailed lizard, Audubon's cottontail, skittery roadrunners, nesting golden eagles, an endangered species of bighorn sheep, even mountain lions. And while they may not always be seen in the wild, they are conveniently displayed at the Living Desert Wildlife Park in nearby Palm Desert, a great place to take the kids. Ponds protected by the palms provide cover for the remarkably adaptable desert pupfish. Freshwater or salt, hot water or cold, these little guys survive, gladly sharing the shallows with non-predatory crayfish. Like Utah's Salt Lake Valley, a great freshwater sea once dominated the area, and like the Salt Lake Valley, it has been replaced by a briny lake. The Salton Sea is California's largest lake. Less salty than the Great Salt Lake, it's a winter haven for millions of wading birds, and despite massive die-offs each year, millions of tilapia survive as the lake's only remaining game fish and provide food for Great Salt Lake pelicans that migrate here for the winter.
We're going up to see the endangered pollywogs.
There you go.
Yeah.
For hikers, bikers, and equestrians, there are dozens of opportunities, including Santa Rosa and San Jacinto Mountains National Monument and the Indian Canyons around Palm Springs, as well as nearby Joshua Tree National Park. But beware, it gets dangerously hot from June to September here. Winter and early spring are the only times to be out in the midday sun. I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure in Palm Springs, California.